Some voices are built for a single moment. They peak young, burn bright, then fade like smoke in memory. But a handful of frontmen discovered something strange and magnificent.
I have nothing.
That time, rather than wearing them down, gave their voices a depth no producer could manufacture and no studio trick could fake. These 12 performers are living proof that the greatest instrument in rock history is not a guitar, not a drum kit, not a wall of amplifiers. It is the human voice, shaped by decades of loss, survival, and 10,000 nights under a spotlight.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be.
They were legends at 30. They are something richer now. If this era of music means something to you, consider subscribing to the Rewind Rogue so you never miss a video like this one. Here are 12 old frontmen whose voices still give you chills today. Number 12, Robert Plant.
In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings.
By the time Led Zeppelin released their fourth album in 1971, Robert Plant had already become one of the most imitated voices in rock history. That piercing high tenor, the way he could stretch a vowel into something that felt almost supernatural, made him the standard against which every rock singer after him was measured. Plant was born in August of 1948, and the assumption for decades was that those upper register screams were strictly a young man's gift. Then he proved otherwise. His collaboration with Alison Krauss on the album Raising Sand, released in 2007, revealed something most fans had not anticipated. Stripped of the thunderous Zeppelin backdrop, his voice carried a warmth and emotional precision that his younger self had never fully shown. Live recordings from his later years catch a man who has traded some of the high-wire acrobatics for something quieter and more devastating. That trade, it turns out, was worth it. Number 11, Mick Jagger. In the spring of 2019, Mick Jagger underwent a heart valve procedure and was back on stage with the Rolling Stones within weeks. He was 75 years old. Born in July of 1943, Jagger built a career on controlled chaos, a voice that snarled and pleaded and taunted in the same breath. It was never a traditionally beautiful instrument. What it was, and still is alive in a way that very few voices manage. The Stones have continued to perform into the 2020s, and footage from recent shows catches Jagger prowling the stage with a physicality and vocal presence that genuinely defies explanation. The rasp has deepened. The swagger has not moved a single inch.
Stop me up! Stop me up, I'll never stop! Stop me up!
Number 10, Ann Wilson.
You're gonna burn, 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 burn to the wind.
The opening seconds of Barracuda, released by Heart in 1977, remain one of the most jaw-dropping vocal entrances in rock history. Ann Wilson, born in June of 1950, possessed a contralto range that could drop to a growl or rise to a soaring, cathedral-filling belt without any apparent effort. What the passing decades have done to that voice is not diminish it. They have made it heavier. Late career performances, including a celebrated version of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven at the Kennedy Center Honors in 2012, reminded an entire generation why she was ever considered one of the most powerful singers the genre produced. The voice is slower now, more deliberate. Every note lands like something final and earned. Number 9, Roger Daltrey. Few singers carried a voice that was simultaneously brutal and perfectly controlled the way Roger Daltrey did in the 1960s and 70s. His scream on Won't Get Fooled Again, recorded by The Who for their 1971 album Who's Next, is still used as a benchmark in conversations about pure vocal power.
Well, call and feel, now all I can say is I threw it all away.
Born in March of 1944, Daltrey has been open about the toll that decades of touring took on his hearing and his overall physical health. Yet live recordings from recent years catch him delivering those same signature moments with a grit that feels completely unforced. He does not sound like a man reaching for something he used to have. He sounds like a man who simply still has it. We are about halfway through the list. Drop a comment and let us know where you are watching from. It is always good to know which part of the country appreciates music like this. Number 8. Paul McCartney.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
In 2019, Paul McCartney performed at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles to a sold-out crowd. He was 77 years old. Born in June of 1942, McCartney's voice was always the melodic center of the Beatles, a high-light tenor that carried the optimism of an entire era.
After all this, my love is up and must be leaving.
Time roughened it, as time does. The upper notes require more work now, and McCartney has never pretended otherwise. What has not changed is the phrasing, the instinct for where a melody wants to breathe, the emotional directness that made Yesterday and Blackbird feel personal to anyone who ever heard them. He still plays 3-hour shows. He still closes with Hey Jude and waits for 60,000 people to sing the bridge back to him. At his age, that moment is something close to extraordinary. Number 7. Steven Tyler.
I could lie awake just to hear you breathing.
There has never been another voice quite like the one Steven Tyler brought to Aerosmith. Dream On, recorded when he was just in his early 20s, showed a singer with a range and emotional rawness that seemed almost reckless, like it could not possibly last. He was born in March of 1948, and in the decades that followed, he pushed that voice through some of the most demanding rock material ever written, plus a series of personal battles that would have ended most careers entirely. When Aerosmith reunited for their farewell tour, the anticipation was enormous. Tyler's voice in his later years carried a distinctive rough edge that felt like documentation rather than damage. Every worn note told you something true about where it had been. Number 6. Tom Jones.
I have nothing.
Sir Tom Jones was born in June of 1940, which means he entered his 80s, still releasing new music, shioi, and still performing live. That baritone, that enormous room-filling baritone, has been one of the most recognizable voices in popular music since It's Not Unusual charted in 1965. What makes Jones remarkable is not just longevity, but adaptation. His 2015 album Long Lost Suitcase drew universal praise from critics who noted that his voice had somehow become more expressive, not less, as he aged. The ornamentation of youth had been stripped away, leaving something essential and undeniable. A man in his early 80s delivering a blues ballad with that kind of authority is not a nostalgia act. It is a masterclass.
Touch me, let me know I ain't here by myself.
Before we get to the top 5, let us know in the comments which of these voices hits you hardest. And if we missed someone you think belongs on this list, tell us that too. Number 5. Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne announced a Parkinson's disease diagnosis in early 2020, and for many fans, that announcement carried the weight of a eulogy. Born in December of 1948, Osbourne had already survived things that should have ended him several times over. The voice that defined the early Black Sabbath albums, released beginning in 1970, was an eerie, keening instrument unlike anything rock had produced before. It was suited to horror and grandeur simultaneously. In later performances, including a widely shared appearance at the Grammy Awards in 2020, that voice arrived with every ounce of its original strangeness intact, impaired in body, clarified in purpose. It is a voice that does not ask for your sympathy. It simply insists on being heard. Number 4. Dolly Parton. She wrote I Will Always Love You in 1973 and recorded it herself before the world gave that song to anyone else. Dolly Parton, born in January of 1946, has maintained one of the most consistent and recognizable voices in American music for over 60 years. The clarity of her soprano, that bell-like precision in the upper register, is not the kind of thing that fades gracefully. It either holds or it does not. In Parton's case, it is held to a remarkable degree, and recent live performances and recorded material show a singer who has sacrificed almost nothing to time. She has simply gotten better at knowing exactly what she wants to do with every note. That kind of economy, in a voice that's capable, is its own form of brilliance. Number 3. Willie Nelson.
And I would not have found you, angel flying too close to the ground.
He was born in April of 1933. Let that settle for a moment. Willie Nelson has been performing live music for longer than most of his audience has been alive, and in his early 90s he continues to tour with a frequency that would exhaust performers several decades younger. His voice is not conventionally powerful. It never was. What it is, and has always been, is absolutely and unmistakably itself. A weathered, slightly behind-the-beat instrument that feels like it is sharing a secret rather than singing a song. Crazy, recorded in 1961, still sounds like it was written and sung for you personally. That intimacy is not technique. It is something rarer. Decades of living have only made it more specific, more worn, and somehow more true.
White lightning's still the biggest thrill of all.
Number 2. Don Henley.
I can see you, your brown skin shining in the sun.
The Boys of Summer, Don Henley's signature solo single from 1984, is built entirely on the specific ache of remembering something beautiful that is gone. Born in July of 1947, Henley possesses one of the most controlled and quietly devastating voices in rock.
Last thing I remember, I was running for the door.
His work with the Eagles, from Hotel California to The Long Run, established a template for emotional precision that few rock singers have matched. In his later years, Eagles reunion tours drew some of the most enthusiastic critical responses of the band's entire career. Henley's voice had deepened and narrowed in the best possible sense, like a river that moves more slowly but cuts more cleanly. There is no wasted motion in a late-career Henley performance. Every word arrives exactly where it intends to land.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Number 1. Rod Stewart.
You want my body and you think I'm sexy. Come on, run and tell.
That unmistakable rasp appeared on Maggie May in 1971 and has never once softened since. Rod Stewart, born in January of 1945, built an entire career on a voice that sounded from the beginning like it had already lived a long and complicated life.
It's a high, nothing but a high.
As an older man, that quality has only become more fitting. He still fills arenas. He still records. He still performs with the kind of front-footed confidence that makes audiences forget to check the time. There is something genuinely warming about a voice like Stewart's, surviving everything it has survived and arriving here, in front of crowds who have grown old right alongside it.
Still my daddy's cute, make a little
Still unmistakable after all these years. Some voices earn their chills. His has earned them many times over.